Bangladesh, a nation born from the fires of revolution, finds itself grappling with the ghosts of its past. At the heart of this struggle is Jamaat-e-Islami, a political party with a history as complex and controversial as the nation itself. Founded in 1941, Jamaat-e-Islami has long been a polarizing force in Bangladeshi politics. Its ideology, rooted in Islamic fundamentalism, has often put it at odds with the secular principles enshrined in Bangladesh's constitution. Jamaat-e-Islami's role in the 1971 War of Independence remains a deeply sensitive issue. The party actively opposed Bangladesh's secession from Pakistan, aligning itself with the Pakistani military. This stance led to accusations of war crimes and collaboration, with many of its leaders facing trial and conviction in subsequent years. The party's recent history has been marked by bans and legal challenges. In 2013, Jamaat-e-Islami was banned from contesting elections due to its charter violating the secular constitution. This ban effectively sidelined the party, preventing it from participating in the 2014, 2018 and January 2024 elections. Despite these setbacks, Jamaat-e-Islami has remained a potent force in Bangladeshi society, retaining a loyal following, particularly in rural areas. The party's ability to mobilize support, often through religious institutions and social networks, cannot be underestimated. The ghost of 1971 continues to haunt Bangladesh, casting a long shadow over its present. The wounds of the past run deep, and the legacy of Jamaat-e-Islami's actions during the war remains a source of division and contention. On August 1, 2024, the Bangladesh government, led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, announced a ban on Jamaat-e-Islami. This decision, made under the controversial anti-terrorism law, followed weeks of violent protests across the country. The protests, sparked by a proposed quota system for government jobs, had spiraled into widespread unrest, resulting in over 200 deaths and thousands of injuries. The Hasina government accused Jamaat-e-Islami of inciting violence and exploiting the student-led protests to destabilize the country. The government claimed to have evidence of the party's involvement in orchestrating the violence, pointing to its history of militant activities. Jamaat-e-Islami vehemently denied these allegations, dismissing them as politically motivated. The ban on Jamaat-e-Islami was met with mixed reactions. Supporters of the ban argued that it was necessary to maintain law and order and prevent further bloodshed. They accused the party of being a threat to national security, highlighting its alleged links to extremist groups. Opponents of the ban, however, denounced it as an assault on democracy and freedom of speech. The ban sparked a new wave of protests, with Jamaat-e-Islami supporters taking to the streets in defiance. The government responded with a heavy hand, deploying security forces to quell the unrest. Thousands of people were arrested, including key members of Jamaat-e-Islami's leadership. In a surprising turn of events, the interim government of Bangladesh, led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, announced the lifting of the ban on Jamaat-e-Islami on August 28, 2024. This decision came less than a month after the initial ban was imposed, signaling a significant shift in the political landscape. The Ministry of Home Affairs, in its official statement, cited a lack of concrete evidence linking Jamaat-e-Islami to the recent violence. The interim government, tasked with overseeing the transition of power and ensuring free and fair elections, faced immense pressure from both domestic and international actors. Human rights groups had criticized the ban as an infringement on political freedom, while some Western governments expressed concerns about the shrinking space for dissent in Bangladesh. The decision to lift the ban was widely seen as an attempt to appease various political factions and create a more conducive environment for the upcoming elections. However, this move was not without its critics. Opposition parties, particularly those aligned with the Awami League, accused the interim government of bowing to pressure from Islamist groups. The lifting of the ban has reignited the debate about the role of religion in politics and the challenges of balancing national security with fundamental freedoms. It remains to be seen how this decision will shape the political landscape in the long term. The lifting of the ban on Jamaat-e-Islami has sent shockwaves through Bangladesh's political landscape. It has paved the way for the party's return to mainstream politics, raising concerns about the potential for renewed instability. The upcoming national elections, scheduled for January 2025, are expected to be fiercely contested, with Jamaat-e-Islami's participation adding another layer of complexity. Jamaat-e-Islami, despite its controversial past and recent ban, retains a loyal following, particularly in rural areas. Its ability to mobilize support, often through religious institutions and social networks, should not be underestimated. The party's return to the political scene could embolden its supporters and lead to a resurgence in its popularity, particularly among those disillusioned with the current political establishment. However, Jamaat-e-Islami also faces significant challenges. The party's image has been tarnished by its past links to violence and its opposition to Bangladesh's independence. The younger generation, in particular, is increasingly critical of the party's ideology and its role in the 1971 war. The future of Bangladesh's democracy hangs in the balance. The country is at a crossroads, grappling with the ghosts of its past while navigating the complexities of its present. The return of Jamaat-e-Islami to the political arena adds another layer of uncertainty to this already volatile mix.